Today's guest, Regina Robinson, has supported families in securing over 25 million in scholarships and grants. Guess what? You're here on episode 743 of the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, and our topic today is winning the game of college admissions. Don't you move. We'll be right back after this quick intro.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Charvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Charvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. We are so excited to have you here. Listen, YouTube is already jumping already. So if you watch us on YouTube live, or if you come back later, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification button, because listen, I know you like the content that we produce. We want to make sure you don't miss any of it. So shout out to my sister Kim and Joe and Deborah, my cousins Bobby and Marilyn. They're all hanging out over on YouTube. We are so glad to see you. Thank you for being here and getting the party started. Shout out to those that are on Facebook and on LinkedIn, certainly that are watching. And if you're listening later to our podcast version, thank you so much, Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Google Play, and certainly Blog Talk Radio. Some of you are like, you know what, Charvette? I just go to charvette.com. That's your main website. I'm able to keep up to date with everything that's going on, watch all the shows, read all the blogs, read out all about all of our guests. So welcome to those that are on charvette.com. And we've been told also some of you simulcast or cast this onto your TV. So you might be actually even watching us on your big screen TV. So we're excited to have you here, because the goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we're going to do just that. So my guest is in the virtual green room. Let me go ahead and introduce her, because she's ready and waiting to come up to the mic. So Regina Robinson is with us today. She's an educational coach, an international speaker, and best-selling author that specializes in college admissions. Regina has supported families in securing over 25 million. Yes, 25 million in scholarships and grants. Certainly, she's a sought after thought leader with over 15 years of experience within the field of secondary and higher education. And then listen, after years of teaching, consulting, and coaching, Regina, who is the founder of Suited for Success College Planning Service, provides education, strategies, and accountability for middle school through college students as she empowers them to connect their vision to a future plan of action that will make a global impact through innovation. Wow. Put your virtual hands together. Listen, put your hands together. We matter of fact, I think we can help you put your hands together. We can help you put your hands together as we bring our guest up right now on the stage.
Thank you.
It's so great to have you. Thank you so much, Regina, so much for being here with us and on the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here with you and your community.
Yes. Wonderful. Hey, Kiva, thanks for stopping by. Hey. So real life story, right? So how I found out about you. Shout out to my nephew. I'm going to say not my blood nephew, but my nephew in spirit. His mother, Precious, is one of my best friends. Just sent him off to college. Yeah. And she had been telling me, I have Evan in this program, and we do this program that's like helping us look for scholarships and help us look for grants and things. And she had talked about the program and said how helpful it was and how great it was. And so when I went and looked it up, and I think what happened was maybe he or she got tagged in something that you did. And I was like, Regina, that sounds familiar. And I was like, oh, we're already friends. Yeah. We're already connected on social media. We're already friends. Listen, movers and shakers already connected, right?
Yes.
And so I can attest what we're talking about is legit. I have a real life case study of a student that you've helped. So before I get too far into it, I'd love for you to share how you even started your business, Regina.
Wow. So I'm a former high school educator, a former college professor as well. And so for me, I always tell people that Suited for Success is not just a logo or a fancy business name, it's a testament of my life. I was a first generation college bound student. And so my parents, as much as they wanted me to go off to college, they didn't know how to support me in making that dream a reality.
Right.
And so I struggled with trying to figure out how, where, what to do, where to start, how to get started. And what I realized was decades later, when I became a
Mm,
teacher, there were students still going through exactly what I went through. And
mm.
I promised, I said, no, there is no way I want to see these students feel or look like I did, right? Like that no
Yeah.
hope, that just didn't know what was going to turn out. Now, granted, I did go off to college,
Yeah.
but for some, that might not be the case. And so they need that support. And so that is literally where Suited for Success birthed, and where I believe that every school I went to, it was my purpose, my mission to work with the senior class at that high school I worked at, to make sure that every student who had a question was going to get that question answered. So literally, I would just do it as a senior class advisors.
Uh-huh.
And then 1 year I started teaching at Duke Ellington School of the Arts. I taught entrepreneurship for students and business education courses. And so one student said, Miss Robinson, we were doing vision boards way back then, right? So vision boards,
Right.
not new,
No.
contrary to belief, right? And so one of the students said, if we could share with you and do a vision board of what your business is, would you take time to hear us? And literally they were like, it's these seniors coming in here, taking up our whole class period, asking you questions, asking you for help. That is your business. And so literally I birthed it the first year doing a college tour, because the college
Wow.
tour was my reality when I was in high school. My girlfriend bought a college tour flyer to school and said, we should all go. And of course, I was like, oh, yeah, we gonna go. We gonna go. I had no idea how my parents was gonna pay for it. But just like every parent listening right now, you do what you need to do for your
Yeah.
children. And so my mom made a way. I was able to go on the college tour, had an amazing experience. And that's where Birth for Suited for Success, I booked a college tour for the first year. It was sold out, not one seat left on the bus. And when we
Whoa.
got back, parents said, okay, now what's next for my children? And I was kind of like, oh, it was just a college tour.
Right. Like
You know
that's
what I
all
mean?
we were
That was
doing.
it. That was all we were doing. And then it became, it was the journey from there. And so we're still doing those same college tours over 15 years later.
Oh my goodness. I love how the audience told you your business.
Yes.
You know, sometimes, so many times, as you know, being that we're already connected on social media, and the show is geared a lot towards entrepreneurs, that people kind of feel, oh, I want to do this or I want to do that. And they try to like push it out. And it's like, no, the audience, the market
Yeah.
gave you the feedback. Thank you for those that are coming on in. We see the hearts already coming up and
Yeah.
the love as we chat here with Regina Robinson, educational coach, international speaker, and best-selling author, Suited for Success. And so, Regina, having helped families secure over 25 million in scholarships and grants, what are the most common mistakes that you see with parents and or the students?
What nowadays the biggest misconception is that every kid's gonna get a full ride, right? Like you have every
Mm.
parent who said, I want my child to get a full ride. My response to this is, have they done the work?
Ooh, ouch or
Because the
amen.
work, they need to have started preparing for a full ride when they entered their high school door. They should have
Mm.
been working towards that, right? It should have been non-negotiable. That's when you can start demanding or looking for to position yourself for a full ride. The other common mistake students make is, well, families make is students are looking at schools based off of the hype, based off of the notoriety, based off of who they know go there, right? Friends,
Yeah.
girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever the case might be, and not the return on investment, education wise, cost wise, because most students, believe it or not, parents aren't even looking at the price of schools. They're believing that you have the money to pay for them to go to college.
Listen, Regina, when I was looking at school, I grabbed, all the applications. I was picking Howard and Spelman and all that.
Yes.
And so I went to my mom or my parents, and I was like, so don't y'all have a college fund like somewhere?
Mhm.
My mom was like, we ain't got no college fund. I assumed
Yes.
literally there was because that's what's on TV, and that's what I assumed there was
Yes.
an account somewhere
Yep.
with money in it.
Because
And
that's what you heard, right? Yep.
that's what I heard.
And
Wow.
believe it or not, that was decades ago, right? And that's
Yeah.
still exactly how the students think today. That their
Mm.
parents have some type of fund. And I always tell parents, listen, if you rich and got it like that, hook a sister up and let me know
Yeah.
how you working it out, right?
Right.
And so we need to prepare. And colleges nowadays cost anywhere out of pocket from families from $5,000 to $50,000 a year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not
Um,
counting your regular bills.
there's that. So how early should students and parents start planning for college admissions?
I think that in middle school, you have to start having the conversation so that the
Okay.
student's mindset starts to shift to that direction. Because then
Mm.
you can't expect them to come from middle school where they're barely talking about GPA to all of a sudden walking into high school where your GPA matters now more than ever. And so, if you already set the tone, when my daughter was in middle school going into high school, I said, listen, you can't get below a 3.0 GPA any quarter of your high school career because I'm gonna need you to balance at a 3.5 cumulative at
Okay.
least by the end of your junior year because I don't have any money to pay for college. I want college to pay me for you to attend. And she is now a senior in college, and we have not paid a dime for college in these 4 years. And so she started off at a 60,000 plus a year school. We paid nothing. And in fact, we got refunds every semester. And now she's at a different college where we're still not paying any money and we're still getting refunds every semester.
Listen, the proof is in the pudding right there. Regina Robinson, suitedforsuccess.org. If you're listening to the podcast version, look down below in the show notes. You see Regina's full bio and all her connection points. Those that are listening again to the podcast and talk and the all of the talk radio show stations. Roberto from New York, what about Pell and TAP grants? Any comments about those?
So Pell grants are, so remember, keep in mind, grants are based on income. And so not every student and family qualifies for grants, but the only way you will know that is if you complete the FAFSA. And so here's to the myth of, oh, I don't want to complete the FAFSA because I don't want them knowing my business. They already know everything about you. There is no secret to the government, okay? And
Uh-huh.
so go ahead and complete that FAFSA because you don't want your child to miss out on possible opportunities for money because you did
Mm.
not complete the FAFSA. Because what they will not do is tell your student, "Oh my gosh, you're a great candidate for this $5,000 or $10,000 grant or scholarship," but it's only for students who apply for the FAFSA. They're not going to do
Mm.
that. They're going to go to the next student on the list who does meet those qualifications, who did complete the FAFSA. But your student was the first one they thought of, but you didn't complete the FAFSA. So you automatically eliminated yourself from the opportunity of getting money. And I don't know about you, but you ought to want all the free money possible.
Listen, all of it. And so you started out talking about how one of the mistakes is that parents perhaps and even maybe students think full ride. When they hear scholarship,
Yes.
they think full ride. So can you add commentary to it's probably a combination
Oh, yes.
of things? Yeah, talk a little
So
about
a
that.
full ride is a combination of several things. So colleges mostly give out presidential scholarships, vice president scholarships. And again, all of those are wrapped around deadlines, wrapped
Mhm.
around test scores, wrapped around GPA. And then to offset some of that is you completing your FAFSA and maybe getting some grants like the family just asked about. And
Yeah.
then on top of that, please don't forget this part. You doing the work and applying for scholarships. That's going to help you to get to the full ride pool. Not you just saying, I want a full ride, and you've not first and foremost had it academic, you're not qualified academically. You
Yeah.
haven't completed your FAFSA. And on top of that, you haven't done private scholarships as well. To offset
Mhm.
that maybe a school is 50,000, you're at 30 that they're going to give you for free. Now you're down to 20 more. Have you done enough scholarships to maybe collect that 20 more? Because there are scholarships out there. In fact, billions of dollars go unclaimed every year in scholarship money. Why not get some of
Billions.
that money?
Billions, billions, billions. Wow. So I know there are people saying right now, okay, how do I work with Regina? Where should we send them? Where do you want them to go?
So you can visit our website, which is studentforsuccess.org, which is on the lower thread that you can see. And we have 2 different programs for students. We have our VIP College Bound program, which students can enter as early as 9th grade and go with us all the way through 12th grade. And then we also have our a la carte services, which is only available to students who are seniors because they need that right now.
Yeah.
And so here's the deal. You don't want to wait until the last minute. And for all the parents who say, I got this because I went to college and I graduated, can I tell you, it is not the way you did when you went to school. First of all, they don't even have paper applications anymore. So that is a clear indication it is not the way you did it when you went to school. And the biggest thing is knowing whether you should submit scores or keep scores back, whether you should do test optional or whether you should provide your scores, right? And then it's also knowing whether you should apply early action, early decision, or early admissions. None of those things were available when we were going to college, but all of those things play a role in you getting that full ride or getting as much money as possible.
And so that's why they need an expert such as yourself. And as I said a little bit earlier, for those that may have just popped in, you're checking out the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. I am Charvette Mitchell, CEO and founder of Mitchell Productions, a marketing and professional development firm. And one of my bestest friends just sent her son, shout out to Precious Carter, sent her son off to college and went through this program. And I got to tell you, Precious is one of those, she is no fluff. She shoot and then ask questions later type of person. She won't mind me saying that. She's very kind. So I know that your program is successful because I know the type of person that, and she's an educator. So she could have she's an educator herself. She could have very easily said, oh, I'm sure I can figure this out. I'm sure I can do this. And so shout out to Evan, my nephew, Bowie State. And I'd love if you have any.
So Evan's at Morgan State because he would kill us if he was watching. Evan is a Go Bears at Morgan State University.
Morgan, not Bowie,
in their performing arts department, their musical theater, drama theater department.
Yes.
And Evan is a part of our college transition mentor program. So Evan is already doing amazing, getting all A's. Yes, because parents, can I tell you that is not easy when your students go off to college to just get all A's, right? And so a lot of times they go off to college and they struggle because they're not prepared for the transition. And so we offer a college transition mentorship program where I mentor the students, I support the students and help them so that they can go to college to thrive and not just survive.
Thank you. I'm saying
Bowie State is my alumni. Go Bulldogs.
Right.
Yeah.
Listen, and I'm there, and Bowie is up there, So, and here's the thing. So, which program did Evan do originally? And he's transitioned to the new one. What was the original program?
So, Evan originally went on our college tour. Then he went into our VIP College Bound program for high school students. And now he's in our college transition program for college students. So, Evan has been with me since 10th grade of high school.
There you go. And again, Evan, I love you.
Yes,
Any other success stories or examples that you might share of any other students that you've worked with?
So absolutely. So I have so many students at HU Howard, because I got to distinguish here, right?
Yes.
I have some amazing students also at North Carolina A&T State University, Aggie Pride. I have a slew of them at University of Maryland College Park, Terps, right? And so so here's what I know. Our goal at Student for Success is to allow students to find a place they can call home for 4 years, not somewhere they got to go and they don't adjust and they don't like it and now they're stuck. We want to make sure they find somewhere where they actually truly fit. So when we're helping them create those profiles, and so Evan was a prime example. Evan had a lot of options to go off to college. But you have to, when the acceptance letters come, you have to really take your time to weigh the pros and cons. And we do that. Myself, Evan, and his mom, we weighed the pros and cons. We went over the numbers, the prices, the cost, the out of pocket, right? What's going to be the return on investment on the degree? All of those things are crucial in making a decision because, again, some parents have multiple children. You don't have just one going to college. You got maybe another one coming behind them 2 years later or 1 year later or 3 years later. You have to plan accordingly. And so our students have had the opportunity to go through the process. We don't put schools on their list unless we know they're going to be schools that they can be successful at, and most importantly, that they can get money from. And so we're all about making sure the students qualify for merit aid, because that's the first way to pay for your college education. Merit aid is academic and your test scores, money given to you by the schools. And guess what? Parents, they don't care how much money you make. If your kids qualify for it, they get it. And that's where you need to start looking at merit aid.
Oh my goodness. And so I love this question. Thank you, Roberto. And we touched a little bit on this. What would you say to a middle school student? And interestingly enough, Regina, my goddaughter, who is elementary school, she is like college prep. Like she is already like, nope, I'm going to read on the weekend. I want to, because I want to go to college. Like she's already like in elementary school, college prep. So middle school, anything specific you would say to middle schoolers?
I would say to get them started and excited is go to a college fair in your community. That's going to kickstart that excitement, right? Them walking around and filling up the bag with all of this stuff, and the college recruiters talking to them, and they see all these students. And especially if it's a college fair where they're doing on-site admissions and they're ringing bells when kids get accepted and get scholarship money, they're hyped now. They're excited, right? Our students need things that encourage and inspire and uplift them. And so social media does a job with giving them everything else. Right? We have to fill them with what they need. And that is them believing in themselves, them knowing that education is the key to their success, and them believing that if they put their mind to it, it's nothing they can't accomplish.
Bingo, there you have it. Episode 743, Winning the Game of College Admissions with Regina Robinson. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back and wrap up the show, I'd love to just hear your thoughts around extracurricular activities, anything else that will kind of like add commentary and other things that students and parents should be looking out for. So we'll let you relax in the green room a few minutes, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. This segment is brought to you by my upcoming 8th in-person event, the Platform Builder Summit. We invite you to be with us in Richmond, Virginia, November 8th and November 9th, coming right up here. So here's a quick video just to give you the vibe of what it feels like to be at one of our summits. I am Charvette Mitchell, CEO of Mitchell Productions, the producer and host of the Platform Builder Summit. We are here in beautiful Richmond, Virginia with 115 amazing women, professional service providers. We have therapists, we have accountants, we have realtors in this space, and we're excited about all of the amazing transformations that their businesses and their brands will continue to have.
I was drawn to this conference because of all the beautiful things I heard about the conference. This is my first experience, so I've only heard great things about the empowering women that shared their stories and the things that people take it away from it, and I wanted that experience.
One of the things that I've enjoyed the most about just meeting other women and interacting with other women is the fact that we all realize that we can work together and we can partner together. I don't know how you can come to a Charvette event and not leave more confident in your skill set and in your gifting, and that's absolutely what I feel today, having just been in the room for the past couple days.
Anything and everything you could think of in regards to business has been discussed, from marketing to finance to planning to strategy to platform building. It's so many amazing nuggets that I can take back and actually implement and grow my business.
This is my second time coming to one of these conferences, and I'm telling you, every time I just get more fired up about what it is, what my why is.
This is going to energize me for the rest of the year and into 2024. So grateful.
All right, personal invitation. I'm inviting you to my 8th in-person event here in Richmond, Virginia, November 8th and 9th. Who is this for? Women entrepreneurs, women business owners, or those who are saying, I want to be in the space of that. We're going to be talking about certainly all things marketing, branding, but we have someone talking about grants. We have someone talking about government contracting. We have someone talking about nonprofit. We've got the gamut for you, and we are looking forward to seeing your success in ending out 2024 and taking in and bringing in 2025. All right, let's bring Regina Robinson back up, small business owner, back up on the stage here as we wrap up episode 743, Winning the Game of College Admissions. Last kind of thing I want to touch in on, extracurricular activities, volunteerism. How does that play a role?
So absolutely, becoming a well-rounded student is key in all aspects of the college admissions process. And so they're not looking, just remember, quality trumps quantity every day. So they're not looking for you to be involved in 10 activities. They're looking for you to be involved in maybe 2 or 3 quality activities where you hold office positions. So you might be the senior class advisor of SGA or your grade level. So every grade level has a senior class, a vice president. And so you might be that person. You might know you have leadership skills. Well, that looks good on your college application. Also, presenting yourself in your community, completing community service hours. There are a lot of scholarships that are attached to community service. And so don't just do the bare minimum to graduate for community service hours. You want to have over 50 community service hours, because now you put yourself in the pool for some additional scholarships. And I'm not just saying just have 50 community hours. I'm saying over 50 community service hours. The more you have, the more opportunities and the more doors that open for you. And so don't discount yourself because you don't want to do community service hours. Another factor to the college process is writing a stellar college essay. I can't say that enough. Is putting time into your essay. Is not like your English class where you're writing these quick essays the night before and turning them into your teacher. You need to really put time into crafting your unique story and make sure you really put emphasis into your college essay.
So good. And my favorite quote, Regina, by H. Jackson Brown Jr. is opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. So you gotta be on the dance floor. One more time, all of the services that you offer and all of the ways that people, parents and students can work with you.
Yes. So if you go to our website at suitedforsuccess.org for high school students, starting in 9th grade, we have our VIP College Bound program. And then if you're a senior, we have our a la carte services where you can pick different parts of the admissions process. And then if you are a college student, meaning you're transitioning out of high school into college and you're looking for mentorship, we have our College Transition Mentor program. And if you're a middle school student or high school student, we also have our book, Winning the Game of College Admissions, which Amazon ranks #1 for helping high school families navigate the college admissions process. So you can find all of those things on our website where you can find ways to work with us.
Yes. And Regina, hold your book up one more time because I want to make sure they can see, make sure. All right. And once again, would you like for them to go to your website or to Amazon?
So you can go to our website and purchase it, and we'll sign it for you and mail it right off to you. I always tell parents it's the best $20 investment you will make. It has sample essays in here, scholarship list in here. There are all the areas that you need to navigate through the college process. There are letters in here from college students to high school students, and even a resume template for your academic resume. Everything, recommendation letter requests, everything you need to get through the college process is right here in this book.
Oh, at a minimum, everybody listening. Thank you, Kiva. Such great information. Thank you. And I know you're in the money space. Thank you, Ayana. This is super information. Hey, Carlethius, thank you for stopping by. At a minimum, like every listener needs to go get the book at a minimum, and then certainly suitedforsuccess.org. Connect there. Wow. So last question. We honor your time. The goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And Regina, we want to know what continues to motivate you.
Wow. And so for me, it is being passionate to be able to change the lives of not just students, but for them to understand what's possible. And so for me, they have a lot of things that they see, but when they can see someone that looks like them or doesn't look like them, but know that success is an actual option for them, as long as they're never willing to give up on themselves. And so for me, that motivates me to keep on allowing students to not just dream, but dream big and then make those big dreams a true reality.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for pouring into the audience, into the listeners. And we're seeing excellent information and hearts. And so I encourage listeners and viewers to share this out in particular. If you have I would say middle school on through college. Yes, absolutely, Dr. Amy. Yes, dream big. And then certainly I understand why corporations and organizations bring you in to speak, because you do an amazing job of it. Thank you so much for being here and stopping by the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. All right. It is a wrap today. Oh my goodness. I know some of you need to re-listen to this. One of the best ways to do that is our main website, charvette.com. You'll see Regina's lovely picture right there at the top of the homepage, and you can read her full bio, connect to any of her connection points on Facebook and on Instagram at S4, the number 4S College Bound. That's at S4S College Bound. And again, you can find that at charvette.com. You can follow. We've tagged on Instagram. We've tagged on Facebook. So those are great connection points. And I know you got to be following me, right? Hopefully you're following me. So Facebook, it's Charvette. Instagram is Charvette M, and all the places there. And again, if you go to charvette.com, or if you are listening from one of our podcast or talk radio show platforms, just look down below in the show notes. We've given you all the links and everything that you need to connect with Regina Robinson, suited for the number 4 success. All right, it's a wrap. We'll see you all later. Again, I would love to see you in Richmond, Virginia, at the Platform Builder Summit. It is an all VIP event, so there are no general admission tickets. It's all VIP, and we would love to see you. So until we meet again, and again, Evan, if you happen to watch this, I'm so proud of you. Auntie is so proud of you for all that you're doing. And again, live case study, like I can attest, her services are legit. So we'll see you all later on the web. Bye.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show. Catch Charvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Charvette Mitchell Radio Show.